Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Wednesday, October the 11th, 2017. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market. Then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses. Our hypotheses are our trade plans for the day. We do create multiple ones. We do not know what the market's going to do. We look at what the possibilities are within the auction, and then we develop multiple hypotheses or plans in order to have a plan ready to go. Then we wait for the market to show us what it's doing, then execute the plan that best suits what the market is demonstrating. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to, in the pre-market session. Then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the RTH trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. All right, so I forgot to take a picture of yesterday because I wasn't trading, but we did set up the hypotheses for yesterday. We were looking for a rotational day. Hypo 1 was an open auction in range, a push-up, take out the all-time high at 50.75, and then find responsive buyers, rotate back down into the value area of the prior day, then go sideways and chop into the close and have a balancing day in this new microcomposite VPOC, or this microcomposite that we're trading in this 4 days of balance. So Hypo 1 was dead on. Glad I didn't really trade because really, this Mr. Sneaky setup was probably the best trade of the day, and then it was just absolutely crap as it just chopped around the microcomposite VPOC. The microcomposite VPOC did not shift. We were waiting for that as a possibility to give us a heads up. It was a toss-up between the 45.75 and the 49. You can see that we're getting a small little third distribution here at 47, but for the most part, we're accepting value in around the 45, 46 area. Microcomposite value area low is 43.25. That's going to be a key area for us today if we hold above that. If not, I'm thinking that we'll break out of this balance to the downside, and then above us is that 49. The sellers keep stepping in anything above 49, so we'll be watching if we break above 49, whether or not they do that again, or whether or not the buyers take control and continue this auction up. My own personal bias today is a bit of a take-back day, a move back down towards this 32 down here. Whether we get there today, I'm not sure, but this move has been parabolic. So watch for these breaks. This is going to be the big clue, above 49 or below 43. Other than that, we're just looking at more chop as we we mature the auction in this area and determine fair price at either the 46 or the 49. So taking a look at the news today, it is a Fed release day. It's not it's just a statement release at 2 o'clock. We've got the FOMC minutes, but it's not a rate announcement day. So it is a Fed day, but it is just the minutes. In terms of other news, we've got Jolt's jobs opening at 10. That'll be the big one. And then the 10-year and the 3-year note at 1 o'clock. Williams, again, is going to be speaking. And we've got ECB Prayat speaking as well. We got to start paying attention to the ECB announcements as well as the FOMC, especially with everything going on with Brexit. If we take a step back, let's just take a look at the macro to micro. I do this using just a simple candlestick chart on my toss paper money. And what I'm doing is I'm working my way down from a monthly down into a day intraday. You can see that I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA as my moving averages. I'm looking at slope and separation, strength of the trend, where the trend is being challenged or violated, and then I'm looking for patterns, or candlestick formations, on these particular charts. You see, we've been in this upward pitchfork, upward sloping pitchfork. We still are in the upper channel. A move back to test the center will bring us back to 2420. Not likely going to happen today. You can see the smaller channel that is on the weekly, that we're still inside of this channel. We still got good slope and separation on the 9 and the 20. Trend is very much intact. We just put in a new all-time high yesterday at 53.25. This was a pretty decent high, so that's why I'm thinking that my bias is a little bit to the downside, and I'll be shorting breaks below the 43. But for all intents and purposes, we can come all the way back to 2502.28 and still not challenge the trend on the weekly. Going to the daily, you see that we have had one Mr. Sneaky and we're going sideways. So far, we're inside of yesterday's range. A move back to close the technical gap will take us back to the 25.36, 37 area. But for the most part, the trend is still very much intact on the daily. Going to intraday, you can see we've gone into a consolidation here on the 4-hour. This is the 4-day microcomposite VPOC that we're in, and we're basically in consolidation. We are just below the 9 and the 20, so we are seeing some weakness coming in. Going to the 1-hour, you see that that's accelerated to the downside, and we've got a downward slope. Nice little FUBAR Mr. Sneaky Tech gap here that played out, and we rejected the 20, broke back down. Now we're coming back up to test the 9 from below again. Going to the 30-minute, you can see that we're back above the 9 now, trying to get above the 20, but the trend is starting to the downside. 15-minute, we're getting a pretty strong trend down, and then they've halted it, and so far we're in consolidation down here, and we're above the 9 and the 20. On the 5, basically the same thing. So basically sideways consolidation. There's a possible cup and handle here, so let's just look at it. Come on. All right, it has been validated. So if we look at possible destination, that takes us back to 25.49 is our primary target. Does not break the all-time high. If we get below the 44, then this pattern is violated. So right now, as long as we hold below 44, I'd be looking for a move back to that 49 based on this particular cup and handle. Taking a look at the big picture again, it's new all-time territory. We've gone parabolic. We've got all kinds of repair work all the way down into the 24 60s. This auction needs repairing. This is a lot of work. We're likely to get stuck in this area between the 2500 and the 2550 and get stuck chopping around in this area, moving into mid to late October, as we come back and do some repair work. I've got to think that maybe one more blow-off day and then a trip back down for some type of retracement. I mean, this has been ridiculous that we haven't had any particular downward movement in so long. Taking a look at the overnight, you can see that the overnight inventory is about 90% net short in time and value. Double distribution with a LVN here at 48. VPOC is not likely to shift. It's going to be 46. And I mean, it's not a really weak bottom, but there is a weak bottom down here between yesterday's low and yesterday's Globex low down in the 43 area, and that's one of the reasons why I'm watching that 43. I'm actually using 43.50 as my over underline. So let's start moving our numbers over. Our overnight high is up at 49.75. Our overnight low is 44.25. So we have basically traded inside of value for the majority of the night. We have that LVN at 48, and that is also a midpoint. 43. I'm going to actually use 43 as our over underline. Our VPOC is not likely to change. It is 46. So they're doing a good job of accepting value in around this 45, 46 area. So we have our breakouts. It's going to be hard to trade inside of this area because I think it's going to be really choppy. In terms of other levels above and below us, 38.50 is going to be our key line in the sand. And of course, at 49 is going to be the breakout, but I'm actually going to use the 50-50 level. Was it 50-50 was the old time? 50-75. 50-75 is the old all-time high, and then targeting 52.75, and then 53.25 is a breakout. Our 20-period daily ATR is that's a full session average true range 20 period at 1074. So our upside daily ATR is 25.55. Our downside daily ATR is down at 39. So we are on a Fed Wednesday. So I'm looking for an early move and then sideways rotation. I think that we're probably going to have a pretty tight range within coming up into the Fed. So my hypotheses really don't change much from yesterday. Again, because of where we are, because of what we're the way the auction has been. Hypo 1 and Hypo 2 has got equal opportunity, meaning that they're equally weighted. I don't put one bias over the other. So I'm looking for an open auction in range, in value, a push up towards the overnight high at the 49.75, failure to take out the prior all-time high at 53 and a quarter, somewhere between 49 and 53. I'm looking for responsive sellers to step in, rotate us back down into value, chop around here, and then push down into testing the 43 area base and go sideways into the news. Once the news is out and people interpret the minutes, a bigger move off of that, either to new all-time highs or down to the 32s, the 35 to 32s could be in order. In terms of, so my hypos really only go up into 2 o'clock Eastern time, into the minutes announcement. Hypo 2 is open auction in range, a push down into testing the 43, possibly even a push down into the 39, but somewhere between 43 and 39, basing, putting in a higher low, and then rotating back up into the 46 and chopping and going sideways between 46 and 49. That is Hypo 2. Hypo 3 is a open test drive, failure to take out the overnight high, see sellers step in, rotate us down into the 43, chop around the 43, and then fail, come down into this 35, 36, between the 36 and 39 coming into the news, and then based on the news, either rotation back up to 49 or failure and come down into this 27 area, between 27 and 32. And Hypo 4 is an open auction in range, a failure to take out the overnight low, push up into the 49, chop around the 49, get the microcomposite VPOC shift up to the 49, accept that value, and then break out and go and make new all-time highs and continue the auction up. Those are my 4 main hypotheses. Taking a look at gold. Gold continues to do. I wish I was trading more this week because we were looking for gold to come down here and base. We anticipated the push down into the 63. We got right there, and then we started to move back up. Now we've got 2-day balance up here. Balance is at 93, right where it was before. I mean, I don't make this stuff up, gang. This is a perfect example of a very efficient auction. We had the composite VPOC that goes all the way back to October the 24th, 2008. We made a big move up, and then we failed to hold inside the 1300s. Therefore, we had to come down, pick up late buyers. We couldn't hold that value. They had to come down a little bit lower, and they came down to a prior area of price acceptance, picked up those buyers, and then we start the auction back up, and we're working our way back up into the 1300s. Today, watch the 85, 86 level. If we don't hold that, then look for them to push down and test the low 80s, possibly down to 81 area, and then base and move back up into the 93. If we get above the 93s, I'm looking for a push into the 1300, and this time a deeper push into the 1300s. And the next big target above is up here at 1328.30. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.